What's going on, everybody? The game developers have blessed us horse trainers this patch and have provided increased mount XP in addition to more rewards from Imperial horse trading. I decided to create this video in order to help players maximize their silver gains during this event. Some of the ideas stated in this video only applies during the event, but some concepts still apply. The basic TLDR version is that overnight wagon training is more than 100 mil a night. Before we get started, let's first take a look at what the event is actually giving us. During June 8th to the 23rd, we've got 50% increased mount XP, increased chances of higher tier horses when breeding, and more Flowers of Oblivion for those that want to make the Arduanatt. And lastly, one of the most important things that will make the majority of our money in this event, the Imperial Training Delivery invoices. Much like the golden seals from Imperial Horse Trading, you'll get a different amount of invoices depending on the tier of your horse, and you'll also only be able to get these rewards after getting your horse at level 15. Here's a chart of what you can exchange these delivery notices for. Now for this guide, we're going to be obtaining the Granvir items for guaranteed profits. Specifically, we're going to be exchanging for the leather barding, but you could try your luck at opening these horse emblems. You have a chance for tier 6 to tier 8. I haven't tried them yet, but I'm assuming you'll have a low chance for a tier 8 and tier 7. If you do decide to go that route, you'd need to get lucky with the skills gained on your horse to profit. That applies to the tier 8 box as well. Now on to horse training. For those that don't know, the idea here is to capture tier 5 horses, level them up with a wagon, and turn them into the stable keeper for golden seals and Imperial Delivery notices once they reach level 15. To start, let's capture a horse. First, you need rope and sugar. Once you've got that, head over to this spot in Duvenkroon. Now look for a tier 5 horse. We're only capturing these because they have a better turn-in value than the tier 4. I'll link down a chart below showcasing all the different looks and tiers of a horse to make identifying them easier. Equip your rope and slowly walk your way towards the horse. Now once you're close enough, throw your rope at the horse and press your spacebar once you get to the blue zone. Once the hooves go up, then start spamming your spacebar. If you want to make your life a little bit easier, you can assign your mouse wheel to the spacebar and you'll be cruising. This works especially well if you have a Logitech mouse and have the infinity scroll. Now slowly inch your way towards the horse, and once you've made it there, feed him some sugar, usually 2 to 3 is enough, and get on him to complete the taming process. If he kicks you off, you'll have to do the minigame again, but once you've captured him, get on your old horse and take him to the stable keeper. He'll follow you there even though you're on your old horse, it'll just take a while for him to get there. Now you want to repeat that process for 3 more horses, and then connect them to your wagon. We're using the merchant wagon here because training 4 horses at a time yields more overall XP as compared to solo riding. Once you're on the wagon, you can make an auto loop for overnight riding. Just make sure you stay in a safe zone and watch the whole loop once to make sure you don't crash into anything along the path. You don't want to wake up the next morning and see you've been riding into a wall the whole night. Now depending on the equipment and the level of your training, the amount of mount XP you get will vary. This is the amount of time it takes me to take a horse from level 1 to 15. For these calculations, I only use the riding attire, trainer's clothes, and a value pack. Once they're level 15, go take them to the stable keeper and sell them with Imperial Delivery. This is where the profit comes in. Thanks to the current event, we also get delivery invoices in addition to the regular golden seals that we exchange for Viper crystals. For these delivery invoices, we're going to be turning them in for Granvir leather barding to get the maximum profits. Due to the variety of trading hours needed for different tiers of horses, I've created a chart to better show the profits gained from each tier. These profits are based on the mount XP that I get, so your calculations may differ. I also want to note here that I valued each seal at 2.1 million. To get this, I took a Viper crystal, sold it at the marketplace at 30 million. I divided those profits by 12 seals, and you get 2.1 million per seal after taxes. I also did the same with delivery invoices, and I valued them at 1.5 million using Granvir leather barding, priced at 90 million on the marketplace. As you can see, and to my amazement, from tier 5 to tier 8, they're all equal in terms of time spent per seal and delivery invoices gained. Even though the time to level to 15 changes between tiers, thanks to the increased amount of seals and invoices, it all evens out in the end. So let's say you train tier 5 horses overnight, that's a nice 8 hours of sleep, have a little breakfast, have a little coffee before you turn in your horses. Since you're turning in 4 horses at a time, that's 42 mil from the golden seals and another 60 mil from the invoices alone. Now that's already over 100 million a night. But that's not all the profit you can get from Imperial horse training. Before you turn in all your horses, the last thing you want to do is breed them to get higher tier horses. We're doing this because even though higher tier horses give the same profit per tier, the one thing that changes between the tiers is their Imperial Delivery sale price. Now turning in tier 5 horses usually give around 2 million silver on average, and at tier 6 I believe I average around 5 to 6 million silver. So if you multiply that by 4 horses, that's 8 million for tier 5 horses versus 20 million for tier 6 horses. And that difference only goes up with the tier 7 and tier 8 horses. That's especially true if you get lucky and get a courser. So every night, after 9 hours, you'll make a minimum of 100 million, plus more depending on the silver you get from delivering the horses themselves. Now this is a timed event. Because of this, the prices of the affected items may go down a lot due to a lot of people selling them on the marketplace. If that happens, then I would just hold your items until the event is over and the market recovers again. You'll probably even make more silver by doing so. Now that you know what to do, here's some tips that can help you increase your profit per hour. One of the most common items that most of you already have is the value pack. If you don't have one activated, make sure you open one up or pre-order it on the marketplace, as it provides an extra 30% mount XP. The next thing you'll want to pick up is the trainer's clothes from the luxury vendors. These guys can be found around cities and they're usually located near the stable keeper. I'll link this down below so you guys have an easier time finding the luxury vendors. If you don't mind spending pearls, then the next thing you can pick up is the Venia riding attire. This costume increases mount XP by 20%. If you're going to be training horses outside of this event, then it's worth it, but if not, I'd recommend using an equipment tailoring coupon on trainer's clothes to get another 15% mount XP. You can double stack these with your regular trainer's clothes to get an overall 30% mount XP. Another thing that you might want to pick up is wagon wheels for your merchant wagon. Depending on the wheel's enhancement level, it'll increase your movement speed by 2.5 to 6.2%. And for the more advanced horse trainers, I'd recommend getting the Forest Path wagon. These wagons have the sprint ability. Much like horses, you'll be able to sprint on your wagon by holding your shift key. For those that don't know, mount XP is based on distance traveled, so the faster you move, the more XP you gain. However, the Forest Path wagon is almost a 2 billion silver investment. It's repairable, but once you use it, you won't be able to sell it back. There's also no auto sprint ability, so you can't AFK with this wagon. You could leave a rock on your shift key, but just kidding, don't do that, you might get banned. That's everything for this video. Whatever you guys decide to do, remember to make your own decisions and don't blindly follow this guide. I'll leave a link to all the resources I used in this video in the description below. I also want to let you guys know I started streaming my Fresh Start series on Twitch. If you guys have any questions, want to come chat, come join me on my stream. Thanks for watching guys, see you next time.